the color of his hair.
Yeah.
And the color of an orange orangutan is the only two things in nature of the same color. So,
is that what this picture is?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, unless he comes up with proof, I'm willing to offer $5 million to Donald Trump.
After Bill Maher offered Donald Trump $5 million to prove he's not the spawn of an orangutan, the Donald wasted no time.
I made an absolute acceptance. I sent him documentation, and he owes me $5 million, which I'm going to give to charity.
Trump's lawyer sent Maher the Donald's birth certificate, along with a note saying, "Pay up, buddy." Bill Maher still hasn't responded, and the Donald says he'll slap a suit on Maher if he doesn't give up the $5 million.
And if he doesn't pay the money, we'll probably sue him.
You are going to sue him?
Yeah, I think so. I think I'd sue him. I mean, he made an offer. We accepted the offer. I'd probably sue him.
We should not be having frivolous lawsuits like this.
Right.
They clog up the courts. You know, the legal system in this country is not a joke. It's not a toy for rich idiots to play with. It's not a collection agency for billionaires. You know, and they should have, I think they should have in the courts, just like in the NBA, they have a no flopping rule. You can't pretend to flop.
Right.
That's what we need in America, a no flopping rule in the courts.
So you're saying that do you think Trump is serious about carrying this forward? Do you really think he's serious about it, or do you think he's just making noise and he's going to go away?
How do I know what is in this man's head? I mean, it's like they took Lenny from Mice and Men and made him a billionaire.
He's suing you for a kitten.
New rule, Donald Trump must immediately submit to DNA test to determine whether he is in fact the love child of a human woman and an orangutan from the Brooklyn Zoo. Look, Donald, I'm not saying that your mother was repeatedly fucking an orangutan back in the 1940s. I don't know if that's true. I hope it's not true. But given your face, your physique, your intelligence level, and of course your hair, the American people deserve some real proof that your mother did not spend most nights in 1945 covering her body in banana oil, sneaking into the monkey cage, and compulsively humping an orange-haired ape. Somebody had to say that.
Big year for you. You're in the news everywhere today.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
It really does. Let's start with Bill Maher.
Okay.
First of all, if anyone called anybody else, said they were spawned there by an orangutan or whatever his comment was, I think there'd be a lot of outrage. Not in your case.
It was very insulting. He was on the Jay Leno show and essentially talking about an orangutan. I never had any problems, I think, with the look. I mean, who knows? Maybe I do. But he said some horrible things, and really horrible things about my parents, who were deceased and great people, who were fantastic people, married for 63 years, you know, just great, great people. And then he made an offer on the show, and that involved my birth certificate and other things, and it was a $5 million offer to charity, and I immediately accepted his offer, sent a legal letter to him by a very good lawyer, who told me you have an absolute case as soon as you accept his offer. And so we essentially sent him a bill, a legal representation, for $5 million. So he has to pay. I don't know if he has $5 million. Maybe he doesn't. But he made an offer of $5 million. I accepted the offer, and all of that money will go to great charities,
and
including Sandy victims.
If he doesn't pay?
Oh, then I'll sue him.
What about the double standard?
Oh, it's terrible. Can you imagine if you said that, as an example, about President Obama?
No, I'd be finished.
If you said that about almost anybody on that side, but if you said that about President Obama, you would be fired immediately, as great as Roger Ailes is, and there's nobody like him. Right? We all love him. He's an amazing guy. Yep. The best. He's the best. He would fire you so fast, and you wouldn't even have a chance. So why is it that somebody can go on a show and call me an orangutan, and all of the horrible things he said about me and my parents, who he's never met, doesn't know anything about him, and nobody says anything except me? I sent him a bill.
Now that he's suing me for $5 million because he says he's proved that he is not the love child of an orangutan, Donald Trump must learn two things: what a joke is and what a contract is. Now, let me catch you up on how all this got started. During the last week of the presidential campaign last year, Donald Trump, who previously had been a one-issue candidate obsessed with Obama's birth certificate, announced that he would give $5 million to charity if Obama produced his college records. Because a black guy getting into college, something fishy there. So playing on the fact that the only other thing in nature with the same color hair as Trump's is the orange-haired orangutan,
It's totally true.
I joked that Donald Trump needed to show me his papers to prove he wasn't hiding a bad secret about his birth. This is known as parody, and it's a form of something we in the comedy business call a joke. Naturally, I also aped, if you will, Trump's offer of money to a charity of his choosing, which I identified as the Hair Club for Men. Really? We're going to court about this? Well, this upset the Donald so much they could barely get him to stop flinging his feces. Now, public figures, of course, don't always like everything that's said about them, but that's how we roll here in America. Just like we're the gun country, we're the joke country. We love our free speech, and we love celebrities getting taken down a peg. So, Don, just suck it up like everybody else. But no. Not Trump. His lawyer sent me a letter. I shit you not, this is real. His lawyer sent me a letter that says, and I quote, "Attached hereto is a copy of Mr. Trump's birth certificate demonstrating that he is the son of Fred Trump and not an orangutan." Do these morons even know it's impossible for people and apes to produce offspring? And look at the lawyer's signature. It just kind of trails off, as if to say, I'm too embarrassed to even finish this. Scott S. Oh, fuck it, I'm Trump's lawyer. So I ignored the letter like I ignore all letters I get from crazy people. And I forgot about the whole thing until this week when Trump and his lawyer, pictured here, when they actually sued